Hi everyone, this is Dr. Gaurav Gupta, your personal child specialist. And if I sound a bit happy today, it's because I'm sitting in this wonderful semi-forested garden that is called the Children's Park of Mohali in the Tri-City of Chandigarh. It's a beautiful place with bird calls and small wild animals as well. It gives you the feeling that you're in the midst of a small forest, though it's right in the middle of the city. Like a mini Central Park, I guess, of New York. Last evening, I had a call from the mother of a 3-year-old girl who was panicking because her daughter's fever was not coming down even after giving paracetamol and sponging the baby. So today, I want to talk about how to properly sponge any baby with fever, because if done effectively, you can pretty much get any level of fever down within as less as 15 minutes. So here is how we normally do it, and that is wrong. We take a simple handkerchief or a small piece of cloth, we dip it in cool water and we place it on the forehead. And every 5 minutes, we will put the back of our hand on the forehead and we will replace this washcloth or the handkerchief with another piece of cloth. That does not work. So how, you may ask, should we do the sponging? The proper way to do sponging is to make sure that you have water at room temperature. You don't need cold water, you don't need hot water. All you need is water at room temperature, which is a comfortable temperature. You need to unclothe the child, undress the child, so that the entire body is exposed to whatever extent is comfortably possible, depending on the environmental temperature. And then you need to put 2 pieces of cloth into a bucket or a pail of water. With 1 piece of cloth, that could be a mini towel or that could be a big size handkerchief, you gently wipe the entire body of the child. This includes the chest, the stomach, the back, the legs, the arms. And once you have wiped the entire body, you put this cloth into the bucket and you take the next cloth out. And with this, you repeat the sewing procedure again. If you continue wiping the entire body with water at room temperature from a bucket, with interchanging pieces of cloth, you will end up with a child's fever going down dramatically within as less as 10 to 15 minutes. This, along with any fever medicine like paracetamol, crocin or ibuprofen, ibugesic plus, etc., will work in more than 90% cases of fever, and you don't need to worry about too much fever causing any problems to the baby. Subsequently, of course, you can go to the pediatrician to find out the real cause of fever, but this should definitely work in an emergency. So what should not be done? Number 1, please do not use excessively cold water. Now why, you may ask? Because when you use cold water, the body of the child will start shivering. And shivering means that the muscles are contracting, and that generates more heat. More heat means the fever is less likely to go down. On the other hand, if you are using water at room temperature, this water will evaporate. It is the evaporation of water which relieves the fever, not the temperature of water. Hence, make sure that you do not do this common mistake. The second common mistake which people do is, as I said, using only a small piece of cloth on the top of the forehead. Now again, the larger the surface area of the body that is exposed to the water, the more this evaporation will help in bringing down the temperature. So use the entire body, including the back, for reducing the temperature of your baby. And last but not the least, when you are measuring the temperature, make sure that you are using a proper thermometer and that is well calibrated. You can check it on yourself as well to make sure that you're not unnecessarily treating something which is not even a high fever. Generally speaking, you do not need to sponge the baby if the fever is less than 102 degree Fahrenheit, because in these cases the child is generally not very unwell. This is your personal child specialist, Dr. Gaurav Gupta, reporting very happily from the beautiful garden of Children's Park in Mohali. Until next time, keep sharing, keep commenting, and do subscribe, especially on Apple Store, and leave a positive feedback so that other parents can also benefit. Bye-bye. Hi, I got an interesting tip from a listener who says that a bath with warm water is almost just as effective in reducing the fever. That makes sense because you're pretty much doing what we are doing in sponging. That is, letting water flow over the entire body, and when this water evaporates, the fever comes down. Another listener pointed out that this sponging is called tepid sponging or tap water sponging. Now I am good with the word tepid, but we don't really know the meaning of the word tepid in many situations. On the other hand, tap water in our city can sometimes be very hot or very cold. So in this situation, room temperature water or slightly warm water is probably a better way to express this. This is Dr. Gaurav Gupta, pediatrician. Please keep commenting. It's great to know that people are listening to the podcast or watching it on YouTube. That makes me want to create more patient education material. Bye-bye.